Hi guys, welcome back on board to the Crypto Cruiser. It's me, Chris, and today we're going to talk about Ethereum Classic. What Ethereum Classic is all about, what makes it unique. We're going to talk some chart analysis, ETC compared to dollar and ETC compared to the Bitcoin chart. We're going to talk some traditional markets, where they're heading this week, um, potential price targets, and of course, let's just start with the Bitcoin chart, the godfather of all coins and the single biggest indicator of where all the crypto markets will go. So as I've said, I think we're in the cusp of a correction, potentially coming to this price of around 82,000. There's this previous yearly resistance line that we've actually tested 3 times as resistance in April of 2021, at price of around 64,000. Then in November of 2021, at price of around 69,000, and then we had another test in March of 2024 this year. We actually managed to break on the upside, break out of this resistance line early in November, and pretty much the whole November we had a huge bullish momentum from prices of around 66,000 all the way to 100,000. I think the correction will be healthy for the overall trend, potentially coming to 82,000. We turn this yearly resistance line into support, and then we're going to have more continuation of the trend. And by the end of the year or early next one, by end of January, I'm not going to be surprised if we actually hit price of around above 110,000 for BTC. This is just my personal opinion. Of course, anything I say in this video, it is not a financial advice. It's for pure entertainment purposes. And before you do anything, do your diligence and make your own research. And after that, perhaps we're going to have a huge correction, but just a correction. It's not going to be a bear market. That's how we're going to form a irregular ABC correction, and then potentially this more downside momentum, these prices, we're going to find the bottom, and then we're going to have more continuation of the trend on the upside. But let's just take one trade at a time and see how these things can play out. But since I launched my channel, I mean, I've been nothing but right, especially this move from 70,000 all the way to 49,000. I mean, I've told you, I posted quite a lot of warning videos. Here the local top at 65,000, the local bottom at 52,000. I mean, you can turn back some of my videos, you clearly see everything is there. And initially I wasn't going to be surprised if we actually broke out on the 100,000, potentially to 109,000, and then the correction starts. But I think we're in the cusp of a correction. Just when everyone is thinking we go above 100,000, we drop down to 82, and then we're going to have more upside momentum and potentially hit price of above 100,000. But how did I know all that? Because I'm following the S&P 500, the traditional markets, and they're very much correlated, as you know. Since I launched my channel, I've been nothing but right. This ABC correction, I've told you, 10% on the downside, just a correction. V-shaped recovery. I think my very first video was a V-shaped recovery. That's exactly what we did. Start testing all-time high price of around 5,650. We turned, we couldn't break it. I said it will be healthy for the overall trend to actually come back to this previous resistance line that we acted twice as resistance. We came back, we turned it into support, and then we had more continuation of the trend, and potentially I told you we're going to start hitting price of above 6,000, and that's what we had. We had a little bit of a pullback to this local top at 5,850. We turned this local top into support, and now we're having more continuation of the trend and start hitting price of above 6,000. Of course, in the process, we formed a reverse head and shoulders, which is a bullish signal, and measured from the head to the bottom, the price target should be above 6,250. And that's what I'm anticipating, actually. S&P 500 to start hitting price of above 6,250 by the end of the year or early next one. Potentially test this yearly resistance line, and we have higher prices for S&P 500. So as I've said, as I've showed you, corrections are healthy when we're in a raging bull market, and I mean, we're still in a raging bull market, so I don't think there's any reasons for you to worry. Of course, this is just my personal opinion. And as I've said, S&P 500 looks extremely bullish. Bitcoin chart looks extremely bullish, and sooner than later, some of the altcoins will start outperforming Bitcoin, and they already did. They already started. So we're in a full bull altcoin season. Which coin will outperform the Bitcoin? I mean, let's see. Let's see who it is now. Right now, I can clearly see ADA, XRP, VeChain, to name a few. They start out. I mean, Polygon. I mean, there's many more who are actually outperformed BTC. and potentially Ethereum Classic can be one of those coins. Let's just talk about a little bit of market cap chart of Ethereum Classic, and we're in the cusp of breaking out from this local top that we formed in March of 2024 at prices of around 5.5 billion, and right now we are sitting just below 5 billion. I think sooner than later potentially we'll break out of it, and we can go and test this all-time high prices in terms of market capitalization at just below 15 billion. So that's pretty much 3x from here, and that will make one Ethereum Classic, one ETC, at price of around $100. Let's just talk about fundamentals. I mean, if we compare the crypto markets with the metal markets, let's just say Ethereum is the gold standard, and Ethereum Classic is the silver. Or when it comes to Bitcoin, Ethereum is Bitcoin, and Litecoin is Ethereum Classic. And usually when we're in bull cycles, these smaller coins, they tend to outperform the bigger ones because they have small valuations and small market caps. I mean, Ethereum Classic is the original Ethereum blockchain that launched in July 2015. Its main function is as a smart contract network with the ability to host and support decentralized applications. Its native token is ETC. Since its launch, Ethereum Classic has sought to differentiate itself from Ethereum with the two networks' technical roadmap diverging further and further from each other with time. Ethereum Classic first set out to preserve the integrity of the existing Ethereum blockchain after a major hacking event led to the theft of 3.6 million ETH. I mean, again, guys, anything can happen. As you clearly see, there was a hacking event, and no one can predict the future. I'm not giving you these predictions, my personal opinions, because I'm 100% confident. I know Ethereum Classic can easily go to zero as well. So always be level-minded, always be level-headed, open-minded, because no one can predict the future, as I've said. But since its launch, we've been hitting nothing but higher lows and higher highs. Every single bull cycle, we're hitting higher all-time high. So if history is any indicator, that's what I'm anticipating for this bull cycle as well. But let's just talk about Ethereum Classic chart analysis compared to the dollar, and that's pretty much what I'm seeing. You have to see from 2017 bull cycle. I mean, Ethereum Classic at one point was below $1, and we went, I think it was around 60, 67, 70 cents. We went almost to $50. That's almost 100x on the upside. Of course, here in 2020, we bottomed here when COVID happened at price of around 350, and we went to 175. That's almost 50, 60x. Another confirmation that Ethereum Classic can go absolutely crazy. And look at this move. So pretty much from this end of December, pretty much from January, price of around below $5, around $4, we went to 175, like 35x in a matter of few months. Crazy valuation. So what I'm anticipating is to actually, I mean, we've been consolidating into this lower trend line for many months and many years, and I mean, what I'm anticipating is to actually go and test this upward trend line that we've tested in May of 2017. In June of 2017, we had another test in December of 2017. In January of 2018, we had another test of its all-time high price of around 175 in May of 2021. So that's what I'm anticipating. And if we go by the end, by Q2, Q3 of next year, that'll be price of around $330. And since we had so many tests on the upper trend line, the highly likelihood is to actually broke on the upside. And if you do, and we have like a full price discovery, we can potentially go to $600. $600. That'll be prices of around almost 100 billion, like yeah, around 100 billion market cap. I mean, is that potentially possible? We have to look at the bull cycle of what happened in like Dogecoin in 2021, 4 years ago. It's a meme coin, went above 100 billion. So Ethereum Classic can potentially do something like that. And ETC compared to the Bitcoin chart, if we measure the channel pattern that we've been consolidating for many. I mean, we've been on a downtrend for many years, but we've had many tests on the downside, and we had few tests on the upside. And if we repeat some of these moves that we've actually did before, and we measure it from the downward trend line to the upward trend line, that'll be um, that'll be at least 10x, something like that, 10x, and measure and multiply 10x on the Bitcoin terms. This can be potentially 15, 20x. That's again another confirmation between $400 and $600. Of course, that's not a financial advice. Anything I say in this video is not a financial advice. Ethereum Classic can easily go to zero, so always be level-headed, be open-minded, and to see how this will play out. Once again, guys, thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate all the support. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube, please do it. It's for absolutely free. And if you want to subscribe to my Patreon and get my crypto guidebook and the art of chart analysis for absolutely free, subscribe. And with that subscription comes exclusive content with the most undervalued, underappreciated coins, with some of them 50 to 100x potential. Of course, not financial advice. Once again, thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see each other later on. Goodbye.